Hi folks, this is Dave from Dave's Hikes, New Mexico. I'm out here camping in Heron Lake again. I wanted to do a video about my camping setup and how I do things nowadays. I prefer to do things as simple as possible. So I'm single. I've never got married by choice, and so I don't need a lot of space to come out here, and I don't bring a lot of things because I try to manage the amount of stuff I bring, and um, I'm not living off the van. I don't have to live off the van or my vehicles. I've had several vehicles in the past, and right now I just have one vehicle, and I feel naked uh, with just the one. So, but camping is. You can go anywhere and camp, but you also have to be aware of what are the dangers out here and be prepared for it. Right now, well, I always bring my toolbox because you never know if you're gonna break out here. You need to have tools, and of course, you need to have somewhat of an understanding of repairing. Um, the car if it breaks down. If not, then I'm mechanically inclined, and I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, but I can fix just about anything. I also make it to the point nowadays, especially as I'm older, to make sure that I maintain the vehicle so that it doesn't break here. So I do maintenance on the vehicles. This vehicle, I just got it from last December. I got it from Japan. It is a right-hand driver. It looks narrow, but it's actually very tall, so it makes it look more narrow. But it's actually kind of the same width as most cars. It's just that when you're looking at it, since it's taller than most of the American minivans, like uh, the caravans and all of those are very low. So aside from my toolbox, which is the first thing I put in the van or in my vehicle, I also bring some logs, and in case there's a possibility of that I can do a fireplace. At this time, there is no fireplace in New Mexico. It's not allowed. It's too dry. I bring just the minimal things. I don't cook out here anymore, so I just bring little things. The thing I do have is my my Coleman burner. This is just to make hot water and coffee and tea. That's all I use it for. I don't cook anymore. I prefer to do simple things like sardine cans, and times I may add some green beans to it just for a little bit more bulk. And I bring everything in trays. Some duct tape is always very important to bring duct tape. If you have a ruptured line or something, you can mend it until you get to another to a city. I do this. This is my little American coffee strainer thing. I bring trash bags. I do bring this type of gallons of water. So depending how far and how long I'm going to be out, I will do 6 to 8 gallons, and I prefer to do them on this type of gallons instead of having a big container. It's easier to handle. And then if I'm traveling further out, then I can stop at some store and buy other gallons, or fill them. Sometimes in this campsite there is a water faucet at the entrance, so you can refill your bottles here with drinkable water. I bring my clothing in a gym bag. I don't need a lot of clothing out here. And just the essential, my water pot to heat up water, and I do either instant coffee or the ground coffee with a little strainer that I had there. And I also make the espresso coffee. This is mostly the coffee that I use nowadays. It works awesome for me out here, and I'm used to drinking this coffee black. I do it black, no sugar, no cream. I've got used to that, and life is simpler that way. Here I have the coffee that I use, and these are just, I have a lot of stuff here. I never use it, but I bring it just in case. So I have a can opener and forks and spoons and just the minor things that I use out here. I do survive on sardines. So when I'm out here, when I'm back home, I can eat better. So when I'm out here, I'm on a diet. And this is my setup for the bed. I just bring a pillow, of course, and I have a sleeping bag and a cover. And then I have this cushion, foam cushion, and then another foam cushion on top. And that gives me about 6 inches of padding, so it's very comfortable. The van here has curtains. The Japanese vans have curtains on them, and they're all automatic. So you just press a switch and they close automatically and open automatically. It's a very comfortable van, but this is how I travel now with this van. And then I do have a CPAP machine that I have to use at night in order to sleep, part of old age. So what I use is the Jackery 1000. And this one is great. It will give me 2 days of charge without charging it. So it will run the CPAP for 2 nights, and I sleep about 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours out here. So I go to sleep around 9:30 and I get up around 5:30. So I do about 8 hours. So if I do 6 hours, it will give me 3 days on the Jackery. And then I also have another smaller 250 watt solar generator. And I use that for the phones and the mics and whatever else, little charging units. And I can also use it as a backup. I can run the night off of this generator. And when I'm traveling, then I can charge it. I have a, oh shoot. I have a solar panel, but I hardly ever bring it. So between trips, I charge it from the car. And then I have this little air conditioner. It works really well. It is a swamp cooler, but it cools down a room in a hurry. It's These guys are kind of expensive. They're $80 a piece, so it's not cheap, but it works. And at times it throws out steam, like really cold steam that it produces inside. So it's a really nice unit. Um, you can charge it up. Has a little panel here to cool the water. It is chargeable, but I also run it with a jacker, the 250 watt. It will run it, no problem. It only takes 7 watts, this guy. And so my phone also takes 7 watts. This guy, since it heats up the water, it takes 29 watts to run. So it's kind of bad. And I do keep certain things here, like I have a fillet knife that I use for safety. I have another can opener here. I have my pills right there, so I keep those in the pockets. I do use the netting, so I open the window a little bit and then I put this net over it so the mosquitoes or the flies don't come in. And I do the same over there. It doesn't go all the way down, but it works. I also, if I'm in an area that has a lot of mosquitoes in, I'll put a spray of off over here on this thing, and then that doesn't allow the mosquitoes to come in. This van is a 1997 van. It had, when I got it, 65,000 miles on it, and it is on kilometers. So when I got it, it had 104,000 kilometers, which is about 65,000 miles. I've put way more of that already. I've traveled quite a bit already in the last 6 months. I don't know what it is now. It doesn't matter to me. Um, I do use cars until I'm tired of them, and then I will replace it with another used car. Here's a skylight. This one opens to the top mechanically, and there's another one here, and this one opens automatically. So it's pretty nice. I don't want to do the automatic one since this is a older vehicle. What if it doesn't close again? Then that would be pretty bad. Of course, I can also, if it starts doing that, I can weld a piece of metal on top. Like I said, I'm a jack of all trades, so I can do just about anything. I can weld. I know how to weld cars and fix them, and I know how to do body work too. I've nobody trained me. I just see it and know that I can do that. So that's about it. And as far as that, you also should be able to know how to get your spare tire out from the vehicle. The spare tires underneath there, and I do have new tires on the vehicle, and I will replace the tires after a while. And then the spare tires also new. I had it replaced, so that way it's a full spare tires, and it's very important out here when you're out in the wilderness and in the boondocks out there to have good tires and know how to change your tires if it gets flat. So that's it, folks, for this setup on the camper van or whatever. I am thinking, I just got it. I mean, this is comfortable, but I'm thinking of removing all of the seats here and then putting in a cabinet here with the bed and then with space to store things underneath. And then here I would like to put up a little table or another cabinet to put things. My idea is to set it up and have everything that I need in here for the most part. Have everything that I need in this van in the van. That way I don't have to worry that I've misplaced something whenever and it's ready each time to go traveling or camping. So I would prefer to do that. I'll probably leave that front seat on the left, on the left, which is for the passenger. And of course, my seat. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this seat. I think sometimes it's good to use it as to sit down on, especially if it's raining or something. I can sit. It's very comfortable. All the seats are very comfortable. So I may leave that one and just leave this space open to set the bulky stuff on, and then just have this one here as a cabinet with drawers underneath. And I'm also thinking of putting in a drawer that I can pull out. Because sometimes I go to places and there's no tables, but all I need is a little countertop to put my Coleman burner and make coffee. One of the things I wanted the van, which is a little higher, is to be able to get in and out from the back. When I'm camping, I always leave the key on the ignition, just for safety. If I need to get out in a hurry from a campsite, I want to be able to just start the car and get out and not be fumbling for the keys. So, and then I lock the van from inside and I can open it from the inside. But that way, it's better for safety reasons. There's been a couple of times that I've gotten shot at out here in New Mexico, or somebody has been shooting in the area, and when that happens, I just take off. And in the past, I've left tents and camping equipment out because I had to leave in a hurry because some drunks were shooting uh, bullets, and I don't know where they were shooting at, but I didn't want to stick around, and I was the only one out there, and the two guys that were drunk shooting. So I just took off, and in the morning I came back. Next day I came back and picked up the stuff, and the stuff was still there, but they were just drunk and shooting and target practice at night. So it's very dangerous to do that. So I just left. So those are things you have to be concerned about. Last night, late night, there was a truck that came and and stayed right there. That always scares the heck out of me. Because the guy, it was two guys on a truck, really loud with a big engine, probably no tailpipe on it, and they stood right there with their high beams on, looking at me and the van, and that's scary. You don't know why they're there. Did they want something? Talk to me or whatever. But don't just be weird out there like that. So, being out here by yourself, you need to be safe. I sometimes don't like those guys that come in the big trucks and they're just checking you out, trying to see what you have. So, uh, that's why most people are armed out here. In the Southwest, most people have their own guns because you have to be safe out here. And that's probably what those two guys were checking to see if I looked like I would be armed out here. I don't carry it when I'm out in the campsites, but if I'm going boondocking way up into the Rockies, way in the wilderness, that's when I take it, and it is to scare off the bears and the coyotes. The coyotes that I make noise with, and then usually they just go away. It has worked. I've used it a couple of times, camping out in the wilderness on the Rockies with the coyotes. Those are the worst ones. They're worse than the bears and the mountain lions. Mountain lions, I've come across one, but you don't run. Face them and stand your ground and pray. Always pray because that's better than a gun any day. But yeah, I don't like those guys that come out at night and they're checking people out. Why? What are they thinking? Thanks, folks. Subscribe to my channel if you like. Follow me. Comment if you want, and I'll respond when I get back in town.